Hey everybody, welcome back to Prime Collectibles. My name is Jason, and today I have a really exciting statue unboxing and review. It is the Prime 1 Collectibles Casca. Now, Casca is one of my favorite characters from the BERSERK storyline. She's right up there with Griffith and Guts for me, so I'm super excited to get this open. Let's start with the unboxing, and then we'll move into the review after that. If you're enjoying the content, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. Okay guys, so here is the box that it comes in. This is the styrofoam box. I took the art box off, obviously, and there's a few things that come in the box. There's some advertisements for other Prime 1 pieces. There is assembly guide, assembly instructions for Casca here. And it's surprising to me just how many pieces come in this box. It'll be interesting to see that together as we open it. And then finally, it looks like this one came with a little calendar. It's a QD1 calendar. I'm not a big fan of these QD1s from Prime 1. I feel like they're just trying to get into the what are those things called? The pop something?
The Funko Pops.
Funko Pops. I feel like they're trying to get into Funko Pops and just like cash in on that thing. Whatever. Little calendar. It's got their QD1s, not my thing. Generally speaking, I think that Prime 1's packaging, I've mentioned this before, I don't think it's that great. I think that it's a little bit cheap for a statue company as big and as sort of esteemed as they are. You know, just tape and stuff doesn't fit properly in the box. The cardboard box is not the best quality. I'm not impressed with their packaging. I never have been. I think they can step that up. But in general, you know, it is what it is. It doesn't really change the statue at all. Okay, so let's get the box open. My videographer told me that my old scissors trick for cutting the boxes open was lame. So I brought my butterfly knife with me and we'll use this. All right, guys, so this is the first piece, and this has got to be Adon's helmet, sort of the leader of the Blue Whale Knights, the sort of misogynistic, arrogant general that Casca ended up killing, which is probably why this comes in the Casca setup. Here's the base. Looks like there are some crushed armor pieces on the ground there. Shield in the back. And if we look at the bottom, Casca Golden Age Arc, number 445. Now we get into Casca's body. Awesome detail in here. Again, the way that they do the fabric and the leather, the straps around her boots here, all really, really nice. The metal is done fantastic as well. Prime 1 is really great when it comes to metal. Casca's cloak, beautiful color. That sort of deep red, a little bit muted. Looks like it's a little bit worn from battle. And here we've got the Band of the Hawk logo that will go on the base. This looks like a broken shield. It's not a shield though, it looks like stone. It's probably a logo of something that I'm not recognizing, but still nice. The blood effects are great. This is just one of Casca's arms. Looks like a swap out. Looks like there's some really nice detail in the clothing though. Beautiful pattern. Another swap out arm. Again, the detail in the clothing looks just stunning. Nice color as well, that orange. Now we've got another swap out piece, it looks like. Casca's arm holding her helmet by her side. So this looks like it's one of the helmets, one of the Blue Whale Knight helmets from the Tudor Army. Immediately recognizable, very cool. Now we've got another helmet from the Blue Whale Knights, but all busted up, like his skull's been smashed, probably from the Band of Hawk. Awesome. And now my favorite piece of this statue, Casca's portrait. Oh, when I first opened this, when I first took the wrapping paper off of her face, it almost made me a little bit emotional just because of her character in the story and how attached I am to it. Seeing it in this 3D form was just, it took my breath away for a second. Prime 1 nailed this portrait. And here's the alternate portrait with her donning her helmet. I like the other one more just because I like being able to see all of Casca's head. But this is a nice swap out. maybe every now and then I'll use this swap out. So now we're moving into the second box and all the little swords and stuff that came in that extra little compartment. Looks like a spear, some nice detailing at the end there with some blood spatter, and the wood looks really, really nicely detailed. Casca's other swap out hand. I believe this is the one that that's there when she's not holding the helmet under her arm. The fingers and the pose of the hand looks beautiful. I always talk about this, but I'm a big sucker for hands, both in regular artwork drawings and in sculpture, and these hands are really nicely sculpted. Another swap out hand, other hand this time, again, really, really nice detailing in the leather in the hands. Got another sword here. This one has all sorts of blood spatter on it. Really cool. The iron or gold colors against the silver look beautiful. I believe these are actually metal too, because they're quite heavy. Very nice. I don't know which army this sword specifically comes from. The majority of these I don't. Maybe I should, but they're still beautiful and varied. Another sword piece, and again, I apologize for not knowing. You know, I love Berserk, but I'm not as knowledgeable as some others. I'll bet you could find people that would know exactly what army uses this sword, but I'm just appreciating it for the beauty of it. Really nice detail. Another sword piece. This is a bigger one. I recognize this hilt from when I unboxed Griffith. I think he also has this piece or this type of sword. If anybody knows what army uses this sword in the Berserk lore, please let me know, or any of these swords for that matter. This is the same sword, same hilt. And finally, the last sword, more of a scimitar style sword with a bit of a curve, as you can see, and nice blood spatter all around it. Now we've got an axe, again, blood spatter along the blade, wooden hilt, or sorry, wooden handle. Looks like a mouth guard from one of the helmets. It might even pair with the broken helmet there from the other box. Now you can see another swap out hand for Casca. Again, the detailing in these hands is just beautiful. Really, you can really see she's clenching her hand there. You can feel the tension. Now we've got two pieces that look very similar to the Griffith base, pieces from the Griffith base. They are probably falcon or hawk feathers, and some bigger chunks of feathers. I believe these are exactly the same piece, maybe just painted slightly differently. Finally, an arrow shaft here. I'm sure it'll stick into the base somewhere. Nicely detailed, like everything else. Even the feathers are kind of painted individually. Very nice. Okay guys, so now let's get all these pieces together and put her together and have a look at Casca all assembled. All right guys, so here's Casca out of box, put together, and words can't describe how happy I am with this statue. Casca as a character is a really important character in the Berserk storyline, in my opinion, but I think in the opinion of most fans. A lot of people see Berserk and they see these images of like this dude with a giant sword slicing people open and guts, no pun intended, and blood and violence, and definitely that is Berserk, but people sometimes forget that underpinning the whole Guts storyline is a storyline of love, and Casca is really the catalyst for Guts to sort of move him out of just this person that has been born into extreme suffering and thinks that all he is just a blunt instrument of war. He just wants to be the absolute best at battle that he can be. And then he meets this woman who is also a very, very skilled warrior, shares some things in common with him in terms of her background. They meet, and this unlikely love happens, and it changes Guts' character. The Golden Age arc is that period where he comes from being the brutal, savage warrior, and then he meets Casca. The love blossoms, and I won't spoil the story for people who haven't read the manga or watched the anime, but things happen that change Guts, and he becomes a much softer character. He's still a warrior, and certainly after the things that happen in the Golden Age arc, he becomes even more savage for some reasons, but not because he just wants to be the best soldier. Now, because of things that happen with him and his love and Casca, and he's fighting now for a reason. I won't get more into it because I can spoil things, but I'm just saying that Casca is such an important character in the Berserk storyline, and such an important character for me to have as a statue. So I was really very nervous about how Prime 1 would handle her, because like I've said before, when they nail a statue, they really nail it. But when they miss, and the portraits are not as close as they could be, it's really disappointing. This is all to say that they absolutely nailed Casca with this, to me. The detail in her face, they captured the look of her in the manga with little hints of her from the anime as well, and they brought it into 3D, and they added little bits of more realism. Her skin has beautiful depth to it. The clothing that she has on has such detail. I mentioned it before. Every little piece of her base, even the blood spatters look real. The helmets, the armor, her cloak is tattered, but still gently blowing in the wind, showing the two parts of her, that sort of savage part, that warrior part, respected by her comrades and a leader in battle, but also still gentle and feminine. The detailing in her pants and the leather, and how there's these pieces that are kind of like strapping her leather leggings onto her look real. All the folds in the leather look real. I like the insignia where her cloak is tied together there. For me, a statue, it's about overall aesthetic. Definitely, it's about the flow and the feel that I get from it. But if it's a character that holds a special place in my heart, it always goes back to the portrait. That's what matters to me. Prime 1, you did it. You did it with this piece. Just to be fair, I will point out a couple things that I'm not as much of a fan of. I don't like the mixed media flag so much. It's not bad. I think I might end up displaying it without it. It does add a little punch of color in the back, which is kind of nice, and it'll make her stand out from the rest of the Berserk pieces, which are fairly, I guess, I'm looking over at them right now. They're all fairly uniform in color. You've got the blacks, the browns, and the reds with the blood, and that's kind of it, Griffith, I guess, is an exception to that, but it is nice to see the blues and the whites of the Band of the Hawk flag back there. I just wish that it was sculpted. Maybe that's not realistic though. But other than that, I really don't have many complaints. Her swap out pieces here are nice as well. Like I said, I like that helmeted portrait, and the sword that she's holding up a little bit higher, but maybe I'll swap them out from time to time, but this is the look I like. But every piece of her is just great. I don't think that there's any misses on the statue. Mixed media flag, it's not a miss, it's just personal taste. I don't think it's the best. All this stuff is secondary. What matters is her pose, elegant, but still ready for battle. Her portrait is beautiful. The detailing, as close as you can look, it's just stunning detailing. I'm so happy that I have her in my collection. I can't wait because very soon, Skull Knight is going to be arriving, and so is Slan. So I'll do reviews of both of them as well, but it's going to be hard pressed. Both of them are going to be hard pressed to beat this out as my favorite Berserk statue right now, and also just straight up one of the favorite in my collection. So that's it, guys. That's my review. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. As I said, it really helps the channel, and I'm going to keep doing these Berserk reviews, and I'll have lots of other reviews for other collectibles coming along soon. Until next time, guys. Later.